We live in a world where the powers above act like, and I choose my words carefully here, the heroes that have and will save their lives and keep them in good health are entirely inconsequential to their Eton-based, vanity-infested lives. Back last year, Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, was in intensive care with COVID-19, and the Marvel-like superhumans at the NHS possibly saved his life. And he went on to make the decision more recently that we cannot fund a pay rise for them. Clapping at 8 PM on your front door does not pay the bills. Drawing a rainbow and sticking it in your front window does not fix a crumpled face that has been trapped under a mask and visor for 14 hours. Unfortunately, we live in a kingdom that is far from united. A kingdom where money is power. A kingdom where the class hierarchy is becoming more and more dispersed every single day. The government claim that they must raise taxes in order to pay back COVID debts. The government claim that they cannot fund a pay rise for NHS workers. But that same government has £3.5 billion worth of art. So from today, I want to initiate my new idea. This is a concept that I'm passionate about, and I think a lot of people will be. I call it Operation Nevermind the Pollocks. It's a way of simultaneously rewarding the NHS for their hard work, not only over the last year and a half, but over the last long 73 years. They have been incredible and they deserve more. This initiative will help fund them while simultaneously giving young, underprivileged people in this country the opportunity to showcase their artwork in almost every capital city in the world. Now, this is something that I cannot fully understand because I'm in a relatively privileged environment. You know, I had a good upbringing, but there are people in this country that are the polar opposites to Boris Johnson and his Etonian Oxford white, upper class, privileged friends. And they deserve more. Because now, after the last year and a half that the entire globe has had, this kingdom should be united, but it's not. Diversity, inclusivity, and fairness should and always should have been at the forefront of our values, but they have not until now, and I hope that this initiative takes off and changes that. So to understand a little bit more about what we're working with, let me explain to you about the £3.5 billion worth of art that the government owns and how we can change that and reset the balance. The British government and local authorities genuinely own over £3.5 billion worth of art, but just under 60% of this is actually showcased. That is ridiculous. So there's 42% or so hidden away privately that people can't even see. They just own this art and it's worth an absolute ton, okay? That's wrong. That's not right at all. The most expensive piece in the collection is worth almost £54 million. The Carlisle Local Council in Cumbria own a collection of over 850,000 artworks, and only 0.02% of that is actually on display publicly.
Let's go through to where we keep the works of art.
Thousands of artworks come through these doors, waiting to be selected for hanging in Britain's government buildings, from embassies to 10 Downing Street.
We place works of art in British diplomatic buildings to promote British art, Britain, history and culture.
The Taxpayers Alliance have called for the government to make more of this artwork public, showcase it more, create galleries around, but it's sort of acknowledged that we can't really sell all of this art. A lot of it was given as gifts and donations from artists and other nations. To sell these artworks off for monetary gain would be kind of wrong, but that doesn't excuse the fact that they're private. You know, we could still make them public, make some sort of money from them and use that money to fund good causes. So one of my ideas as part of this campaign is to globally and nationally create loads of galleries and showcase this artwork. One, we display more of this artwork. It shouldn't be private. Two, we use ticket sale money to fund incredible causes like giving the NHS a pay rise that they truly deserve. While doing this, we're creating jobs for the art world. There are so many young, aspiring people who want to work in the art industry, but there's just no way to get into it. This would give gallerists and curators an opportunity to get into the art world and make these exhibitions. It would also give people the opportunity to sell tickets to them, be in the ticket booth and give tours around these exhibitions. Jonathan Iserby, Chief Executive of the Alliance, has called for the government to do something about it. Now, he understands that, you know, we can't just sell this collection off. That's not being suggested here, but they need to make more of it public. And he also suggested a review into the collection to determine what actually needs to be retained, because a lot of these artworks could actually be sold. Yes, some of them are gifts and some of them are donations and should not be sold for monetary gain, but some of them can be. And even those artworks is a lot of money. Even if it's a small portion, the collection itself is worth £3.5 billion. A small percentage of that would be huge. Will Gompertz, the BBC Arts editor, has said that this collection is not decorative and that it's there to communicate the values and the status of the culture of this country. But the last time I checked, the culture of this country was being defined by who's alive now. And recently, yes, okay, I'll give them this. The government invested in 90 artworks from 45 different artists, modern, contemporary artists and artworks, but I don't think that really defines our culture now. Yes, British art expresses British culture. Art is a communication form. Art is talking without talking. Art is expression. But shouldn't we be expressing the culture now? The BBC Arts editor, I think, makes a mistake in what he says. He says the status. Now, the last time I checked, status means what's happening. Okay, what's happening now? We are not expressing the status of British culture, not at all. There are young aspiring artists doing exactly that in their artwork who just haven't got an opportunity or a step up to showcase their artwork. Why don't we give them the opportunity to express what British culture is to them, and we showcase that to the other nations? If a Jackson Pollock painting that literally looks like someone sneezed on a canvas can sell for £75 million, then why can't we give young artists an opportunity to make the next groundbreaking work and give them a platform to showcase it? Let's give them the stepping stone to the success that they deserve, the success that they have been denied because of discrimination and unfairness in this country. Let's just bullet point what this campaign is. The government need to monetise this huge hidden collection. We need to monetise this collection and use it to fund good causes. We can use the money made to fund a pay rise for the NHS workers that they truly deserve after one of the worst 16-month periods of their life. The government art collections need to be reviewed and rethought and injected with some more contemporary artworks that truly express British culture. The government need to showcase a higher percentage of their collection and in turn create more gateway art world jobs. Review the collection, rewrite the collection's definition of British culture, reward the NHS and give young artists the opportunities that they deserve. I have made a petition if you want to sign it. Now remember, a petition does absolutely all unless it has 10,000 signatures, because that is when the government have to respond to it publicly. If it has over 100,000 signatures, it will be discussed in Parliament, which obviously would be more ideal because I think a lot of the MPs would actually be behind this. Let's make this happen. Young people are the future and the only people who can genuinely make a change in the long run, because we're the only people who will be around to keep making change. Let's make this kingdom truly united. Thanks for watching.